Hello and welcome to this channel update video with me, Mark, from the Xeno Vids channel. So we haven't released a video really in about a week. A few reasons for this. Firstly, unfortunately my car has died. Yeah, so I took it into the garage, and when they kept telling me all the bits that needed to be done and then the money it would cost, it would have been better to have scrapped it. So we had a whole week of looking at cars and stuff like that. Still are looking for a car, but I've scrapped my car now, and that took up the time Ian and I would normally battle, and Ian's been a little bit busy this week as well. So apologies for that. Before that, we were doing some random battles with you, double battles and 1500 point battles. We will continue to do that, but now that it's February, we're looking towards our Battle League tournament. And so I'd like to talk about the channel updates, what we're going to be doing in the next few months, and an exciting new series I'm going to start, which will involve you guys. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is our Battle League tournament. We've done the Battle League. We've had 2 seasons of it, so 2 years essentially of our Battle League tournament. This will be year number 3. The Battle League itself is comprised of around 30 battles. Each player, Ian and myself, have 3 armies. Each army is 2,000 points. You can't change the list once you've submitted it. It's like a little tournament, but it's played over 9 to 12 months. You get points for winning, losing and drawing. If you win, you get 5 points. If you draw, you get 3 points. If you lose, you get a point. If you're tabled, you don't get any points. And if you table someone, you get 6 points. So points do matter, and it gets quite close towards the end. What we'll be doing in this month is talking about the armies that I'll be taking, the armies Ian is going to be taking. I am still currently building up my Dark Eldar. I just went to the shop literally this week, and they didn't have the models that I was hoping to purchase. But I'm going to be having Dark Eldar definitely in that Battle League, so we can have more Dark Eldar battle reports on the channel. So yeah, the Battle League will commence in March, and build up for that will be this month. So the armies, the lists, and then we'll do the draw, and we'll see who's going to be playing when, so that'll be really exciting. Okay, next thing to talk about is the channel and kind of the scheduling that we've got planned for it. So we said last year that we were going to feature some fantasy battle reports, and funnily enough, in front of me I've got about 1 million zombies that I've been painting up. When me and Ian went to Warhammer World recently, we purchased some models there. He got some Imperial Guard stuff, and I got some High Elves. And then the rumours just kept coming out about fantasy, how it's changing from little things, from square bases to circular bases, to the way you build your army is going to be different. For example, the lords are going to have, you're going to have these big 1,000 point, whatever, huge lords, with lords being up to 50% of your army selection. And with the whole storyline of end times, that's where fantasy is going. So chaos is trying to take over the world. It's got lots of power. Lizard men have disappeared. High elves, wood elves and dark elves have kind of merged into one faction now and live in the woods, because the High Elves Island has sunk. And it's all change. With all these changes, Ian and I don't know what is going to happen. So until May comes along, when fantasy 9th edition fantasy hits shelves, we don't know what to do. We could continue buying models we like, but if those models aren't really going to work in the new way fantasy is going to be, or if they're just not in the new factions, then we don't really know what to do. So at the moment, I'm painting the zombies and I'm painting the elves up, and I'm just kind of waiting until we get closer to May. So until May comes around, we won't have any fantasy updates for you until then, unfortunately. However, we will continue our Warhammer 40k. Like I said, from March will be our Battle League. We'll be trying to do friendly battle reports as well, seeing as Ian and I have 4 or 5 different armies each. We can use the other armies in different things. We are currently going through a new narrative campaign, the Echo All, which at the moment is Town Eldar. It's Ian's narrative campaign, and the first instalment is already up on the channel, so I would like you to check that out and let us know what you think. With the Tau coming onto a planet and the Eldar attacking them out of nowhere, coming out of the warp. So that's going to be quite exciting. That's probably going to be 5 or 6 missions of that. So that will take us up until Easter and probably a little bit further as well. So lots of Warhammer 40k, and then when May comes, that's when we'll start doing more and more fantasy. Because like I said, at the moment, anything could happen with fantasy. We just don't know. Okay, the last thing I'm going to be talking about is a new series that I have decided to do. I've been watching a lot of battle reports recently, especially on mini wargaming. And there's an army that's been featured on there which I didn't have a huge amount of luck with when I used them in our first year's Battle League. And we've kind of shelved that army. However, I have enjoyed watching them. It seems like a fun army to play. And so what I've done is I've gone out and I've got myself Grey Knights Codex. Yes, the channel is called Xeno Vids, and the whole reason I started the channel was to start Xeno armies. And yeah, I should really look at those. But I've got Space Wolves. I thought I'd give these guys a go again. The artwork, again, on the front cover is amazing. It's still in its special wrap. I haven't undone it yet. So the series is going to be Let's Build a Warhammer 40k army. So it's going to be Let's Build a Grey Knights army. So this is going to be a community-led series, essentially. So I've got the Codex. I also have with me a box of Grey Knight Terminators. And what we're going to do is, once I've unwrapped this, I'm going to look through this Codex. I think we've still got the old Codex. We've got to try and find that, and we'll do a little Codex review and what we think is good and what isn't in a 7th edition Minds frame. And whether they're actually a decent army or not. Then we'll go through each unit and see what kind of tactics we'd use for them, and then see what you think about Grey Knights, whether you think they're viable, whether you think they're not. And each of the units, we want your opinions on them, and then we will build a 2,000 point Grey Knights army with your help. So we'll look at HQs. It will be a Battle Forged army, 2,000 point Battle Forged. Is it viable to have a Grand Master anymore? Is it better to have 2 librarians or 1 librarian? What powers to give him? What troops to use, and so on and so forth. So we'll talk in the channel, in the comments section. We'll do videos about it. Then I'll purchase the models. We'll have a few sit and paint times where you can talk to me about Grey Knights, or you can talk to me about whatever you want to, and we'll do that together. We'll assemble some Grey Knights as well and start playtesting them. So that army should be ready in the next 6 to 12 months, and it'll just be a good, nice, long process where we're doing it. I'm going to try and paint them to the highest standard I possibly can. We're also looking at talking to companies about getting resin bases so that I can put them on that, so it looks truly stunning. It will be a showcase army, essentially, which is going to be used in battle reports, but we'll take care in transporting them. So it will be a showcase army, and once we find the right resin bases that we like, we'll contact those companies. I know Micro Art Studios and a few others do them, so we're going to talk to them about it as well. So what kind of bases should we do? Should we do lava, snow, or temple ruins? Because Grey Knights are kind of a bit mysterious and mystical. But yeah, chosen Grey Knights. There's going to be a low model count army, so it shouldn't take too long to actually paint up and do that, and then we can sort out our own Xeno Vids Grey Knight studio army. Last thing as well, we're also in talks with a few companies about doing reviews. So we're looking at fantasy and sci-fi scenery and terrain. If you know anyone that is in the industry that sells those products and would like it advertised on our channel, just let them know about our channel. Link them to this video or something, and then we can communicate that way. We do have a Facebook page, the Xeno Vids Facebook page. I'll put a link to that in the description below, and you can give it a click, and then that will send us an email. If you email it, it will go to myself and Ian, and then we can talk a lot about it. We've already done an advertisement for Pyracle, which is a Portuguese company that do templates for tabletop gaming. That's received, I think, 500-600 views alone, and then every battle report since then we've used their products and talked about them as well. So they've been very grateful to that, and we would like to have more connections with companies out there and showing the great range that there is out there of fantasy scenery and sci-fi scenery, which can be used for Warhammer 40k, but things like Infinity or things like War Machine, any of the main gaming systems out there, we'd like to show it on this channel. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. A bit of an informative video today. Again, sorry, we're going to start doing some battle reports. I'm seeing Ian very soon. We're going to look at our diaries and schedule some battle reports in. Like I said, I now have the Grey Knights Codex. I'm going to be looking through that and seeing what I can do about that codex. So thank you very much for watching. Please comment, share, like and subscribe, and as always, I've been Mark from the Xeno Vids channel. Thank you very much for your support. What drives me and Ian to go forward. We know we've been away for a week, and yet the subscribers are still going up. We're almost at 2,600 subscribers, which is brilliant. When we reach 3,000 subscribers, we're probably going to do a little competition about changing the Xeno Vids logo, which will be quite exciting, and then we're going to get shirts, polo shirts, t-shirts with the logo, and then we'll be able to get them out to you guys as well. But we'll talk about more about that when we've got 3,000 subscribers, which will probably be the end of this month. Fingers crossed. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on our next video. Goodbye.